Hey Pisces, welcome to Step Into Yourself Tarot. My name is Savannah. For today, I am doing your 2026 in-depth reading. So I'll just give you some background on how this reading came to be. I was prompted to certain decks, and this was prior to the new year. So it was the day before New Year's Eve, and with those decks, I have placements for each of those cards, and I shuffled them out. I pulled bags for each sign, and um, as I was doing that, I was also prompted to I had put on a playlist of 70s, 80s, and 90s music, and whatever song came on as I started to pull those songs. I also have the song name, the artist, and the lyrics, or at least the lyrics that stood out. And so I have my laptop here, so I will pull up the song and play just a little bit of it during your reading. But these cards were yours, and I do not know what is in the bag. And but I will say that I got the prompting that you were going to be the first one that I read for, and you were the last that I shuffled out for the bag. And when I did yours, the cards were flying, and so I took that as a sign. And we will get into it as I'm going through. I may get clarifiers, but I will say your card, there's a lot more than any other sign. So Spirit was really talking to me, and your highest self was obviously having a lot to say. I hope your New Year's was wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and get into your bag. So I'm very, very excited to see what is here for you in 2026. Okay, so as you can see, your stack is very large. Let me put your bag off to the side. I'm actually being drawn to the tree of life on this bag. So that is ultimate abundance. That's everything we are connected to. I almost felt like the way that your cards were flying, that there was an activation that was going to occur in 2026 for you. A lot needing to be said, a lot needing to be understood, a lot of movement, a lot of movement, I'm getting activation, and possibly in all areas of life. The tree of life, that's our community, that's our resources, that's our relationships, that's our partnerships, that's our friendships. This is the way that we operate in our 3D reality. It is our efforts and investments that we expect to grow into ultimate abundance and fulfillment. So I feel like this activation is going to be happening in various aspects of your life throughout 2026. Okay. Thank you, Spirit, for presiding over this reading for Pisces. Thank you for the cards that you have selected for Pisces for 2026. Thank you for allowing me to be a channel for Pisces. Thank you for your provision, for your protection. I call in all guides, my guides, those of Pisces, ancestors, angels, spirit guides. Please allow any and all messages that are for the highest good of Pisces to come through. Okay, so have this little card with Pisces on it. The song that came through for you is Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers. And the lyrics that I wrote was, I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. At least I have her love, the city. She loves me. Lonely as I am, together we cry. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up this song. Let me see. Okay. And just play it for a moment. And I hope you can hear that.
Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the city I live in, the city of angels. Lonely as I am, together we cry.
I'm just going to go to the chorus.
I drive on the streets 'cause she's my companion. I walk through the hills 'cause she knows who I am. She sees my good deeds and she kisses the windy. And I never worry, now that is a lie. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's hard to believe there's nobody out there. It's hard to believe that I'm all alone. At least I have her love. The city she loves me. Lonely as I am, together we cry.
Okay, so that is the song, and those are the lyrics that had been channeled for you. I'm going to go ahead and close my laptop and put that aside. One thing that I was really getting as I was listening is this emphasis on a place, a city. And that's interesting with the tree of life, right? Where do we have our roots? And the lyric says, at least I have her love, like the city. It's talking about the city. She loves me. Lonely as I am, together we cry. So possibly feeling quite isolated within your city. Um, Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. And but possibly that you're actually experiencing a lot of growth where you are currently. I am getting more of a physical place. Lonely as I am, together we cry. Very interesting. Okay, so our first placement is theme for the year. And it is, there was two different cards for this. So I'm going to go ahead and actually this deck, three came out for you. So theme for the year: Seven of Cups, Knight of Wands, and Three of Pentacles. So the questions to ask yourself is, what situation in your life is bringing you a variety of choice? What are you passionate and motivated about in your life? And Three of Pentacles, who in your life is asking you to be open to cooperation? Okay, so a lot of choice here. What's motivating you? Under the bridge. and who's asking you to cooperate and collaborate to kind of get on the same page. I'm getting water under the bridge for you. I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. Seven of Cups, Knight of Wands, Three of Pentacles. You have a choice in whether to move towards a particular partnership. This could be work related, or it can be just balancing with someone, cutting through illusions. Seven of Cups, being open to collaborations, partnerships, to connection is really what I'm getting. And the lyric says, as lonely as I am, right? So perhaps connection is calling you this year to kind of cut through illusion, to be open energetically, even. I feel like there's an energetic emphasis here. Okay, the other deck for theme for the year. Oh, you also had three. So 333 may be important. Ardor, and there's three on here. Gentleness and shelter. Ardor, gentleness, and shelter. I feel like that's a kind of stepping into your more feminine energy. Shelter. That's that security. That's the security of the three, or not the, I was going to say the security of the Three of Pentacles. Um, that's interesting. I wanted to say the Ten of Pentacles, the Tree of Life, but the security of the Three of Pentacles. That's your shelter. That's like a work effort. It could be somebody that you are currently in partnership with, and there's shelter in that. There's comfort in that. Ardor. But on this image, it's almost like really digging into the self. And what does your heart desire, right? I feel like your pentacle reality is very stable. It's very solid. It's very secure. But I feel like there's a need here in 2026 to find shelter within the self, to be gentle with the self, to recognize what you're passionate about and motivated about, what drives you to passion. You know, oftentimes we think of our 3D reality as like, oh yeah, that drives me, right? I feel fulfillment in my work endeavors, in my efforts, my tangible efforts. But there's a real call here in 2026, to kind of cut through that illusion and really go into the self, and have gentleness within the self, and to find shelter within the self. And I feel like within your roots. That's hitting me in a way. I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. I'm almost getting with that Seven of Cups energy that your stability has almost been operating as a shield of, you know, it's almost like my solution to not having to experience the things that I've experienced in my past. Let me get more on what this is. Can I get more on, I want to get more on that Seven of Cups spirit. What is the illusions that Pisces needs to, literally the Tower, sharp insights, illusions, delusions coming down. Regarding nurturing the self, Queen of Pentacles, and how you nurture the self, being gentle with the self, tell me more about this Tower for Pisces. Two of Cups, Knight of Wands. There's the Knight of Wands, the Sun. There is some, and the Magician. The Magician energy, it's aligning ourselves with the manifestation of our heart, right? And we have the Sun, Knight of Wands, Two of Cups. There is some kind of partnership here that brings you happiness, or would bring you happiness. It would bring you happiness to go towards it. This could be a work opportunity, some kind of contract. And you have the Knight of Wands here in your overarching energy and theme for the year. What are you passionate and motivated about in your life? I feel like what's motivating you is to feel equal connection with another, to feel warmth, to feel joy, to feel happiness, the Sun. The Tower, this is clarifying the Tower. I feel like there's sharp insight coming in 2026 about some kind of connection that you can see the sunshine in, that you can see joy. It's being illuminated to you that maybe this is where you feel motivated and passionate. And like I said, it could be some kind of opportunity or contract, and it's appealing to you. You're energetically drawn to it. But it requires illusions to come down and to be open to the choice, right? I want to get a little bit on the ardor, gentleness, and shelter. And I going back to the Magician energy, sometimes we manifest and we don't even realize that we're manifesting. So be mindful of that throughout 2026. Make sure that you're understanding your manifestation, and you're understanding and acknowledging that you are manifesting. I feel like you are manifesting connection. And yeah, it says, take me all the way. Lonely as I am, together we cry. Let me see this ardor, the gentleness, and the shelter, because I feel like this is the overall theme for you, is to be gentle with yourself, to be compassionate with yourself, to really tap into your feminine energy, to find shelter within the self rather than external reality, or shelter, or like our tree of life, right? Our foundation. Show me ardor, gentleness, and shelter. And I don't know if that's how you're supposed to pronounce that word, ardor. Okay. Page of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, Two of Swords. Four of Swords. I feel like in 2026, clarity is going to come in about where you're feeling energetically pulled. Page of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. What path is going to lead to emotional fulfillment? This is beautiful energy. There's a lot of questions surrounding it, possibly confusion, possibly black and white thinking. Two of Swords, or even overthinking the path towards emotional fulfillment. Ten of Cups is those connections in our life that we give to and we expect to receive back from support and love and care. And you feel hopeful about this in 2026. But there's a confusion element here, or perhaps seeing connections in black and white. But the clarity is here. Four of Swords. What's that Two of Swords? Show me that Two of Swords for Pisces. Why is that Two of Swords here? I feel like it's almost, this energy of being patient with the self. Being patient, that Knight of Pentacles, that slow movement. But it is a plan. It's having a plan to move towards, in this case, establishing emotional harmony in your connections. But it requires patience, a methodical movement. Show me this Two of Swords for Pisces. One more Two of Swords for Pisces in 2026. Two of Swords for Pisces in 2026, specifically surrounding the pathway towards emotional fulfillment. King of Swords. Ten of Swords. Ooh, Ace of Wands. I feel like you're going to gain new insight about pain, about endings. I feel like you're going to understand the connections in your life that you need to cut. Knight of Swords or King of Swords. Very decisive energy, very matter of fact. So that you can have a new beginning. I feel like you're going to gain a lot of insight here about endings in your life and what needs to end, what needs to close, what showing yourself compassion and gentleness and love means for you. Almost like, where do you find your shelter? In other people or within the self? And what you know to be true for yourself. Can I get a little bit about that gentleness, energy, spirit? The Hermit. Yeah, you're being very patient with yourself. You're taking a look at all these things in 2026. Going deep within the self to gain insight, to gain wisdom, to gain the path forward. Insight into the path forward. The Hermit holds the lantern, which holds the star, which is the path forward. It lights up the path. And so I feel like having compassion with yourself, taking a look at, taking a look at the pain in your heart and where the path forward is. We have the star here, the healing elements, healing the pain in your heart. I don't ever want to feel like I did that day, but we can hold on to that pain and prevent our forward movement, or we can heal it. We can take a look at it, and I see you doing that in 2026. So overarching theme for 2026, I think, is really to cut through illusion and to make choice associated with being compassionate and loving to the self, and really allowing and acknowledging your own manifestation and the things that you desire, the things that motivate you, the things that are drawing you. I see a partnership here that moving towards it would make you very happy. It's illuminated in the tower. And then I see over here, you're wanting to move on a path towards emotional fulfillment and harmony in your connections. But you understand that there's certain endings that may need to occur, because maybe they're not aligned with your with emotional harmony, right? They cause you confusion. Or even, I'm getting, they're matter of fact. They're very matter of fact. They're very black and white. And, almost like the energy that I was getting off of that tree of life. It's like your stability, your foundation is solid, stable. But what about you on the inside? Being gentle with yourself, understanding what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, and being able to find the shelter within you, not with your external reality. Okay. All right. So the next placement, supportive energy for you. Let's see. I have a lot here. Okay. Uninvited guest, surprise, accident, big change, moment of decision, torment, anxiety, bondage, depression, and troubled. Honor, dignity, works, lineage, and awards. Threats, money, life, violence, and privacy. And then sing, soul, sing praises and performance. So torment, an uninvited guest. I feel like this is that tower energy. Big change, moment of decision. It was unwelcomed. Perhaps maybe it was one of those things that you weren't wanting to recognize or acknowledge, but it's been tormenting you, causing anxiety, causing you to feel very troubled. And possibly because it forces you into choice. Uninvited guest and torment. It's surprising to you, I feel like, in 2026, how you're feeling. Oh, and very interesting on this card, the individual is looking at the house, the foundation. Moment of decision. Possibly changes in the foundation. This is the supportive energy for you. So even though the energy may seem heavy and even a bit dark, right? Anxiety, torment, depression, troubled, there's something beautiful that comes out of it. And I feel like that's this honor and sing card. Your soul, dignity, honor. When we honor ourselves, right? But it's almost like there's a threat, right? In honoring yourself, there's a threat to what you have built or what you exist within that tree of life. Money, life, violence, privacy. It's almost like if this foundation crumbles, or if everything that I've worked so hard for, I can't just abandon it. What would that look like to others, right? Everybody would know, then what I was feeling on the inside. It's almost like the facade would be broken. The illusions would come down. But from that comes praises And this is that light energy and honoring the self. This is your supportive energy this year. And then a lot of other ones came out as well. Self-acceptance. Nothing is more exhausting than endlessly working on yourself when you offer your whole being fully to love. So I'm feeling that compassion energy. Self-acceptance arises spontaneously. May I rest in our oneness, spirit. Self-acceptance, despair. I need your divine intercession right now. Lift this darkness from my soul. So you may be in this energy right now, feeling lethargic, feeling apathetic, feeling tormented, just kind of feeling heavy. And I see that in your lyrics as well. Lonely as I am, right? Open me to your highest plan. May I be a peaceful vessel for your love. That's that self-compassion. That's that gentleness energy. Trust. When love is invited to take over, the uninvited guest. Right actions arise at the right time. Allow me to wait patiently until the timing is right. Let me rest in the unknown until a clear path is shown. That hermit energy here. Let me rest here until I have a clear path forward, right? Just going to move some of these around. Okay. Trusting in yourself first and foremost, right? You know, that's the thing. If we don't have trust in the self, how can we have trust in the path? We have to be able to trust ourselves and trust the decisions that we make. Creative blocks. If you are an artist of any kind, you can offer all work to the divine, making it God's alone. I offer this for the highest good to benefit others. Release me from any blocks and restrictions, right? And then sanctuary. There's that shelter. A sanctuary resides inside you, no matter what is happening around you. This inner temple beckons you to enter. Take a deep breath, enter, and sit down on the throne of your own heart. Yes, there's such an emphasis on really going within the self. That's your supportive energy. Allowing yourself to feel not only the goodness and the sanctuary and the love and the self-compassion and the gentleness with yourself, but also the darkness, the heaviness, the shadow, right? Acknowledge, I feel threatened by this change. I feel threatened by this change in me. I didn't necessarily invite this change, but it's happening. It's happening regardless because you're being beckoned. Your highest self is calling you. And it's up to you to answer the call. But what awaits on the other side is your soul, dignity, awards, abundance, understanding like a lightning bolt who you are, what you're about, what you're made of. I love this for you. All right, the challenging energy. Once again, a lot came out for you. Illusion. There it is. Illusion. Lost and found. I feel like that's associated with you. Almost a sense of or energy of losing yourself only to find yourself again. But the real essence of you Synchronicities, yeah, really listening to the signs and synchronicities. So this is challenging energy for you. This is almost like not waking up to the call. I don't want to see that. I don't want to recognize that. I don't want to acknowledge that. I don't want to acknowledge that I'm actually manifesting a particular connection or connection in general, right? Emotional harmony and fulfillment. Speak. Perhaps you've been very, very silent and taking this into the depths of yourself, which is very Pisces energy. So the challenge for you this year is to speak. Cut through those illusions. Speak it. Make it real. Burden. Abandon. Yeah, I feel like whatever this change is for you, it feels burdensome. It feels like possibly you would have to abandon. I think it's abandon like an image, a facade, this is what I put out to the world. Could be abandoning a community, a place, a situation, an environment. Abstinent and fantasy. And I'm seeing these together. Eliminating the fantasy, eliminating illusions. This is challenging you this year to kind of get out of fantasy and to get into the truth of who you are. I want to get a little bit on that lost and found. Can I get a little bit on this lost and found, Spirit? Lost and found for the challenge for Pisces. That's too much. Yeah, that's way too many, Spirit. Lost and found for Pisces. Lost and found for Pisces. Two of Swords. Something that you're very confused about. Remember, you showed me the Two of Swords associated with your Ten of Cups. Some connection in your inner circle. Strength. Six of Swords. It took you strength to move away from it. High Priestess, there you are. The Star. The Empress. It's like you tried to rise into your power. Perhaps you felt it was your intuition guiding you, but there's so much illusion here and fantasy. Can I get more on this lost and found for Pisces? Literally Five of Swords and the Moon. Five of Swords, the Moon. Two of Swords. That is a lot of mental anguish and confusion and illusion. The Moon energy, that's your power card. A lot of turmoil within the self. About something that you felt you lost and then found, maybe, or losing yourself and then attempting to rediscover yourself. There's a lot of confusion and mental anguish and even self-sabotage. things that we don't want to take a look at. This is the energy challenging you in 2026. Six of Swords, yeah. Things that you need to move away from, the things you need to move towards. There's so much confusion and I feel like anguish about this in 2026. Knight of Cups, there's you. Ace of Pentacles. But literally, whatever it is that you need to move away from, it's literally, there's that Two of Cups again, Eight of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. Here's an offer, an opportunity to offer love to that Two of Cups. Remember, it was at the beginning of your reading. It was in your overall theme for the year. What choices do you need to make? What motivates you? What inspires you? What's calling you? What's beckoning you? Here it is. That connection that you moved away from or emotionally detached from or have felt emotionally numb. Here's you, Knight of Cups, offering a new beginning, Ace of Pentacles, from the heart. That's really, I feel like, where your heart leads you, but your mind, it's like, no. So what's going to win out in 2026? Okay. Queen of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, there's the Three of Pentacles. I feel like it's going to take you some time to understand the lessons associated with this. Our mind can have so much shadow in it, right? It takes us into that moon space. It takes us into that depth where we have to dig in. We have to see things. What do we have to see? What do we have to see in that moon space? What do we have to see in that moon space for Pisces? What do we have to see in that moon space for Pisces? What do we have to see in that moon space for Pisces? Love and communication. Anger. Remember, your challenge is to speak, communication, anger. Number 10, number 3, number 9. Message of guidance. So what we have to see in that moon is we have to look at the positive elements, right? The good feelings surrounding love and connection. But we also have to look at the hard elements, anger, resentment, bitterness, the swords, the hurts, the pain. And then speak about it, communicate about it. I think even to yourself, right? Like there's this energy of, in the lyrics, I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. So like if I don't acknowledge it, I don't have to feel it. But that's not true. And in 2026, you're being challenged by this. What else is challenging you? The runner, fear of intimacy, running away, intensity and letting go, turmoil and fleeting, shock. There's that tower energy, sudden change, shocking news, surprise and epiphany, transformation, love call in reverse, expressing love, messages of love, thinking of you, informing you, Phoenix in reverse, new phase and rekindling, renew and growth, changed mind, rise from the ashes, and then engagement ring, higher commitment, eternity, partnership and union, and completion. I feel like maybe you identify as a runner from true intimacy, commitment, higher levels of commitment and connection. Maybe there's a shocking element to this. Maybe you've never really saw yourself as a runner. But when things get intense, perhaps that's your tendency to move away from things and to just let them go. But it creates turmoil and actually instability, right? So we have the stability of your 3D reality and the foundation and everything, your work efforts, your commitments. There's stability there. But when it comes to your heart, Spirit saying, shocking epiphanies and transformation is going to occur in your understanding of possibly moving away from connections of the heart, higher levels of commitment. And then these two energies were in the reverse. This is the communication, the love call, and entering that new phase and the rekindling, renewal, growth, a changed mind, rising from the ashes, where you're being called in your overall theme. What motivates you? What inspires you? What are you feeling called to? But there was that resistance. Here it is again. Communicating, allowing a regeneration. I don't know what that connection is for you. It may be multiple. It may be multiple. Maybe you have epiphanies of, you know what? Like I run. When things get difficult, I run. When things get too real, I run. I go back into my shelter, right? Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. At least I have that. The city, she loves me. Lonely as I am, together we cry. At least I have this, right? But in 2026, you're being challenged to kind of cut through that and really get at the heart of you. Maybe your tendencies, right? Okay. Okay, so that's your challenging energy. What you need to know, grow, evolve this year, what you this year teaching you, and what does your highest self want you to know? Okay. And this is where the tarot comes in. So I don't know. I used multiple tarot decks. I was called the multiple tarot decks. I don't know if it's 5 different situations throughout the year. I don't know if it's going to lend to a larger story. I'm not sure. But I'm going to kind of push these aside so that I can pull out, because you did get a lot. And we'll see as we go along. All right. Let me see here. So out of the first tarot deck, Six of Wands. Oh no, Six of Swords. I'm sorry. There's that the leaving energy. Eight of Swords, overthinking. Nine of Pentacles, the Devil. I feel like what your highest self is wanting you to know in 2026 is moving away from things and overthinking them. It's actually a devilish pattern based in fears, based in insecurities. You may believe that it's a sign of your value and your worth, but this might be the reality. There's something you're not seeing about this. The devil is here. Patterns of moving away, overthinking, and not seeing clearly possibly what's aligned with your value and your worth. I do want to get more on this because that's really powerful. The mind is so powerful. And with the devil here, this is patternized. So this is what needs to grow and evolve, is getting out of the mind and the devilish patterns of the mind. The indecision, literally the moon, Four of Cups. And how this is actually lended to your feelings of dissatisfaction and disharmony and possibly missed opportunities. Show me the Six of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Devil. Show me the Six of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Devil. What does Pisces need to know about this? Six of Swords, Eight of Swords, the Devil. Six of Swords, Eight of Swords, the Devil. Let's do one more. Six of Swords, Eight of Swords, the Devil for Pisces. It's like move away from it. That's what your highest self wants you to know. Move away from your fears. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Ace of Cups. Holy shit. If you move away from this mentality of overthinking, of moving away from things based out of patterns, based out of fear, you literally have all new. You have stability. You have truth. You have love. That is beautiful. And that's something to hold on to. But with this pattern, you're withholding yourself from it. Wow. Literally, there's the Two of Cups again. You move away from this mentality or way of operating within the self, Nine of Pentacles, and there's truth surrounding love, genuine stability, sharp truth. It's almost like you discover your truth. Truth in the heart, truth in your tree of life. And this represents all new, a new way of being. This year is teaching you, I need to move away from these patterns. I need to leave those behind. I need to take the blindfold off and see things more clearly, because it's holding me back from experiencing true stability, true love, self-love, love with others, connection, and living my truth. That's what your highest self wants you to know. Wow. Okay. Let me see what else. Seven of Wands. Oh. Oh, that's interesting. That's with that. Sorry. King of Cups, Five of Wands, Page of Cups, and King of Swords. Page of Cups, King of Cups, King of Swords. I have two energies here. One comes at it very logically, which is you. I see that as you. Even though Pisces should be the King of Cups, I am feeling a very strong energy for you that you're more logical. So you might have a lot of error in your chart. And there's so much internal turmoil about opening up. Page of Cups, Five of Wands. Possibly apologizing. The pages can be messengers. Page of Cups specifically from the heart. There's a lot of conflict here. Internal and possibly external. But two kings. Both determined energies, both secure within themselves. One comes at things more from an emotional space and feelings. One comes at it more from logic and understanding. Okay, what do you want to say about this King of Cups, King of Swords, and this conflict? It's a choice. Literally. It's a choice to feel good and to feel the sun. It's a choice. There's that Seven of Cups. It's a choice to be open to it. It's a choice to be open to love. I believe your own heart space is being illuminated in 2026, but it's your choice to claim it. The Emperor. Oh, and there's the Ace of Wands. Why is this so difficult for you? Why is this so difficult for Pisces? Why is this so difficult for Pisces to claim it, claim their emotions? The adversary, your shadow. It's your shadow that makes it difficult. The tomb, death. It's difficult because it requires a transformation. Strength, intellect, the magician, reversal, and the tower. I think it's difficult because it requires you to overcome your mind. requires you to instead rely on your feelings and your emotions and your intuition. I'm telling you, some of you have some really, really strong air in your chart, because Pisces are typically known to really rely on their intuition and their sense of feeling and emotions. But it's almost like that's unsafe to you. Manifestation. But manifestation requires our alignment. So the things that we may be trying to call into our life, if we're not aligning ourselves with it, if we're not doing the transformation, if we're existing in the shadow and in the devil energy, then we're not aligning ourselves with that. So it's not going to come to fruition. And I feel like what Spirit is wanting you to know, your highest self is wanting you to know in 2026 is it's your choice to get out of the head and into the heart and to feel the emotions. Okay. Okay. Let me get the other tarot. Death. There's the transformation, temperance, healing, the hanged man, judgment, the moon, the mother of fire, and seven of fire. I'm going to pull these out so you can see them. Seven of fire, the mother of fire, the moon, judgment, the hanged man, temperance, and death. Okay. There's the transformation, judgment. There's lessons that need to be learned in that moon space so that you can transform. But there is still the resistance. The seven of fire. The moon is calling you. It's beckoning you to transform. Possibly the way that you're using your passionate energy, right? It takes effort and energy to push and resist as much as it does to just accept and acknowledge. I think that's what this is showing here. But judgment is here. What you discover when you go into this moon space is not just on a 3D level. It's 5D. It's spiritual. There are spiritual meanings and significance to this process and this journey for you. There's spiritual lessons that your highest self wants you to know about the ways in which you resist, what you passionately feel. Going back to that overarching theme, what motivates you? What inspires you? What is calling you to action? That's the mother of fire energy. But we got to allow it and get out of the resistant energy. We can't close our eyes to it. Judgment is here. The hanged man, temperance, death. I feel like here, the hanged man, that's the suspension of energy. It's new perspective needs to be gained. So I'm going to hang upside down and I'm going to process temperance. That's not an easy process. Temperance is difficult. It's processing the positives. It's processing the negatives. It's processing our shadow. It's all the difficult emotions, right? But in that is the transformation, death. Okay. Let me see. 3 of fire, 3 of wands, 2 of pentacles, spell casting. There's that magician energy. 6 of cups. Wow. And 6 of wands. I feel like here Spirit is showing fire, earth. Your manifestation is waiting for you. Literally. 3 of wands, 2 of pentacles. They're waiting. Your highest self is waiting on you for your manifestation. Remember how I talked about aligning yourself? Your manifestation is on pause while you transform and align yourself with it. Once that happens, once the transformation occurs, once you travel the journey, once you understand the revelations, once you understand the insights, once you understand the deepest parts of yourself and what needs to evolve within you, that manifestation that you showed me you weren't acknowledging, the 2 of cups, the sun, happiness, emotional connection with another. Here it is. 6 of wands, 6 of cups. That's a soul bond, and that's success and victory with that soul bond. But where you stand currently, this manifestation is it's almost on hold. Well, you do the inner work. And this is what your highest self wants you to know. Once you align yourself, that 6 of cups, that soul bond, that connection that you desire, that emotional fulfillment, that emotional harmony that you desire, it's here, and you will have success, and you will achieve it, and you will be recognized, and you will be seen, and you'll be valued with a very, very precious connection. But the transformation is required. Wow. Okay. And then the final situation. Okay. It's a lot. I know. I'm telling you, you had so many cards compared to the other signs. But I could see why. There's so many levels of depth. I have the King of Cups, the 9 of Cups, 7 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, Page of Wands, the Empress. Wow. King of Swords and the Lovers. Wow. Okay. Let me just actually turn these so I can take a look. Wow. That King of Cups and King of Swords is showing up again. Remember how I said that both energies, one came from a more feeling aspect or element, and then you come from a more intellectual. They're both strong. They're stable. You're showing me your wish fulfillment attached to this person. But once again, the resistance. 7 of Swords, 5 of Swords. You're resisting an argument. You're resisting. It's like I'm just going to walk away. Literally, that's what I'm getting here. I'm just going to walk away. But literally, this person is attached to your wish fulfillment. 9 of Cups. If it's not a particular person, it's just the energy of real love, emotional vulnerability, emotional intimacy. That's what I desire. But I'm just going to pick up my swords and I'm going to walk away. It's too difficult. I have too many doubts. It's almost like you doubt that this could happen for you. Even though you feel called to build into this. 7 of Pentacles, Page of Wands, the Empress, to really rise into your power. You're feeling called to somebody that's important to you. King of Swords, the Lovers. Not only are they important, but they represent the Lovers connection. King of Swords, the Lovers. It's almost like you come to this understanding of what this connection is. It's not just a 2 of Cups like you've been showing me. It's the Lovers. It exists on a whole other plane. But it requires you to get out of your head. Get out of your head and into your heart. Your 9 of Cups. The innermost part of you. Right? Wow. Let me see, will you? I see you come to the understanding. The Lovers. There's the big decision. There's too many. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, 10 of Swords. Yeah, I feel like there is you opening up from the heart about the pain in your heart and an emotional confession about the pain, how the ending has pained you. I do see you doing that in 2026, probably the latter half of the year. It represents a major decision for you to open up in this way. Why? Why is it such a major decision? Because it's attached to your wish fulfillment. It's what would make you happy. And I think allowing yourself to actually feel those emotions. Yeah. To feel your emotions. To feel what drives you and inspires you. It's not so black and white, it's complicated. Yeah, because it's the star. It's your deepest desire and hope. It's the path forward. It's longevity. It's legacy. It's that tree of life. Okay. The next placement, love. Justice, the Hermit, 8 of Cups, 2 of Cups, 4 of Swords, 3 of Wands. Yeah. Once again, that waiting element here. The walking away from that 2 of Cups. You gain clarity on it. I see you in love, trying to really understand in that hermit energy what is correct for you. How can you balance? How can you balance emotional connection with Eight of Cups, emotional detachment or unavailability, that runner energy? It's like you gain new perspective on this. Like the two can't be reconciled. I can't be emotionally unavailable, but then desire emotional connection with another. And it's taken a long time to gain this clarity. But I do see it coming in, the Hermit and Justice. Where you'll understand what is karmically correct for you. Mm-hmm. That's pretty straightforward. Okay. And then any significant timing to be aware of today, number 52. So perhaps something today, maybe this person, or you've been thinking about these things today. Next year looks promising. So 2026, number 45. January 15th may be significant. So that is upcoming. Have faith, divine timing is at play. Yeah, I feel like going through this journey, number 9. Number 5, amazing chemistry, but terrible timing. Yeah, maybe that's what made this be lost, right? And it's almost like you're trying to re-find it. Maybe it was terrible timing, because I could see that there's personal evolution and growth occurring with you. 10, not in this lifetime. It was in the reverse. You may be connected to this person from a past life. Next couple of weeks, number 3. And then October, number 24. October 24th may be significant in some way. So I have January 15th, October 24th. Today, divine timing is at play in the next couple of weeks. And this next year looks promising. Okay. All right. So I'm going to pull some charms, and then I will get a final spirit message and or angel number for you. Pisces, very interesting reading. I think the message was very clear. I don't ever want to feel like I did that day. You don't need to. You don't need to. Dig into that shadow space. Discover what you need to discover about yourself and how you specifically relate and connect with others, what your tendencies are, what your devilish patterns are. But what I love is that you're doing the work. Hermit energy was multiple times, the star energy multiple times. Those are both healing elements. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. What do you love? And allow yourself to go there with full heart, full emotion. All right, let me see charms for Pisces for 2026. Whoa, that's a lot. Okay, let me pull out the letters. Okay. I have C, V, N, K, J, A, A. I'll say those again. C, V, N, K, J, A, and A. I have the medallions of Leo, generous. I have Sagittarius in reverse, optimistic. Um, I have Aquarius, friendly. I have Scorpio, passionate, also being willing to go into those depths. I have Cancer, imaginative. I have Pisces in reverse, intuitive. So make sure you're tapping into your intuition and that you're seeing your intuition in the correct ways. Oftentimes, we as humans can think of our fears as intuition, but really, no, they're just fears, right? Um, I have Gemini in reverse, intelligence. Yeah, get into those emotions, get out of the head, and that sword energy. I have the yin and yang heart in reverse. I feel like you have a lack of optimism that can happen for you, but Spirit's saying it can. It can. The butterfly of transformation in reverse. I also have it in the upright, and I have a bigger one in the upright. So um, where maybe a lack of transformation was occurring. I believe it's going to happen in 2026 and it's going to get stronger and you are going to become stronger. I have the dragonfly in reverse. Once again, make sure you're listening to your intuition. I have Aquarius again, friendly. I have the snowman, so a sign of winter. Winter may be significant for you in some way. I have the drums. So music might be important. I have the bananas in the reverse. Make sure you're nourishing yourself and being gentle and compassionate with the self. I have the big feather. Go with the flow. Really look at those signs and synchronicities that were challenging you this year. I have another turnover, a new leaf. There's the tree of life, stability. You can create a tree of life that also incorporates you and your innermost self. I have the cross of sacrifice. Yeah, that torment energy, something would have to change. I have the cross of commitment. I have the key with the keyhole. You hold the key to unlock doors. I have the word trust, and I have the heart, love. Trust your heart. Okay. All right. Let me get a final spirit message and or angel number for you, Pisces. This is beautiful. I hope that it helped you. I would love to hear in the comments if this resonated in any way. Yeah. Under the Bridge, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Maybe listen to the whole song as well and let me know if that resonates in any way. Wish you the best in 2026. All right, Pisces, spirit message and or angel number. Keep moving forward even if you are unsure of your next step or where it may take you. Trust that you are walking the path that you are meant to walk. Remember, we are walking it with you. Trust yourself more. I love that. Yes, everything is about trust, right? Trusting you. And then 1010, growth. Spiritual awareness is opening you to all that you are ready to see. Your destiny is being fulfilled. Keep your intentions pure with your eyes looking ahead, and you will continue to increase the growth that is here. Affirmation: the more I invest awareness in my growth, the closer I continuously become to the outcomes I am seeking. Yes, the manifestation. All right, Pisces, I love this for you. I hope you have a wonderful 2026 and take care.